Welcome to the 85th annual episode of the League of Love podcast, League of Love podcast, League of Luck, League of Hate, League of Despise. Um, this is the League of Luck Fantasy Football Network. Welcome. We have Al, the Roman Empire. We have Serge. He beat me. Pissed.
Yeah.
Had to curse.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
I like
we're
how
gonna
you
dig
got
into
that
week
out the
one.
way. You got that off of your chest early.
I had to get it off my chest because I have a
Yeah.
lot more to say about it in the future. But we're
Okay.
going to jump right in week one. We have our
Mhm.
matchups. We have our lineups. Our games are over pretty much, except
Yeah.
for one. It's still playing, and it's a fun one. What do we got, Sergio?
I don't think Little Matt's going to pull this one out. We're running out of time here. All right, let's get started. Let's just go down the list, Matt. Matt, last week we had made some predictions. Just going to go out and say we were wrong on quite a few of them. I know I was.
Yeah, you were.
One in particular I was not wrong about, though, was Serge over Matt.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. What was your take on that? Let's just start this off.
So my take is, I'm not mad at my team. I had a solid week. You know, in all fantasy football, there's a luck factor. I mean, even more so in the League of Luck.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a few players put up some amazingly high numbers that they're probably not going to do consistently. Consistency. You know,
I understood it.
Dak got hurt. Although he did get hurt, I don't think he would have brought me back to win it anyway. But you never know what could happen because of luck. But I'm not mad at the loss. I'm loving my team. I'm loving the consistency on my team. And I'm ready for the year. So one loss is going to make me better. But congratulations.
I appreciate it. 124 points is a lot of points. Think you would have won it quite at least one or two other games.
Like three.
Yeah. So I was looking at the schedule, though, a little disappointed. Usually we play twice a year. We only play once this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pissed now. I hate that you won.
Yeah. So
you don't get my revenge.
You have to make the playoffs to get your revenge.
I will, and you won't, so I won't get my revenge either way. But
all right, so whatever. Enough about us. Well, what do you think about this Serge and Matt matchup?
It's two very good teams. Matt, you got a lot to build off of. It was McCaffrey and Fournette are a couple plays from putting you in striking distance. I mean, you had kind of a relatively quiet day with a disastrous injury.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this game was a lot closer than 20 points. I think these are both playoff type teams. And you even look at the bench, you see production on the bench. So good game. I'm glad y'all beat each other. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. We can go ahead and let's go bounce to your game, Al. Let's talk about Ross and the Roman Empire. 9-point game. It was a close one.
Very close.
I thought it was, the way the first half was going, I thought you were in trouble with Joe. Joe threw 3 picks in a row, it seemed like. Not that shocked by the low outing by Amari Cooper. I thought he would get more targets. For whatever reason, he didn't get that many targets. Did not expect that from Michael Thomas week 1.
No, at all.
I was high on Saquon. I had a good feeling he was gonna pop. So that's not that surprising to me. And damn, if you could have gotten more from Montgomery, but you scored enough points to get it done. Ross on the other side had some really, really bad luck.
Yeah. My take on evaluating Al's team. So in the first half of the fantasy season, it looked bad for Al. Very bad. Like I even made a jab that he may not break 100.
Mm-hmm.
his saving grace, I mean, you could say Saquon Barkley was his pick, his guy, Pat Muth.
Mhm.
And he put up solid numbers, and I love it. I love that
12.5.
Pat. I love that Pat Muth put up some
Mhm.
good points.
He won his
And
matchup. He
he did.
outscored Darren Waller. So
Right. Big one.
that's all he had to do.
Ross had that Elijah Mitchell go down fairly
Yeah.
early in the game, and that hurt him big time.
Another injury that like CD didn't go down, but he didn't have good rapport towards the end when Dak left. And
Exactly.
I think that could have some long-term implications.
So my take is Al scored 130, which is very good points, but he stole that game. He stole that game.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I respect the win, but circumstances had to happen for you to win, and they did. But this again is the league of luck, and you got luck. You got lucky, bud.
Al, I want to pose some questions your way. Are you at all nervous, or are you chilling in regards to Alvin Kamara?
I'm worried about Alvin. Saquon, I'm worried about his health and his consistency, obviously. Joe Burrow, I'm not worried. Yeah, Joe Burrow, I mean,
he can't have a worse game than that, and he still scored 22 points.
Right.
I just breaking news. Alvin Kamara picked up a rib issue, so that could potentially be good news or bad news.
Yeah.
So let me tell you. I want to tell you my concern about Alvin, which was kind of my concern drafting him as high as you did. Wasn't necessarily him. It was just the additions, and 4 players outscored their projections this week for the Saints: Jameis, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Chris Olave.
Yeah.
The Saints have more weapons this year than they did prior, and I'm just nervous that Kamara's going to get a little less love in the passing game.
True. I think Kamara's elite. Picked at 6 elite, not sure, but he is an elite running back whenever he's in his bag. So
I mean,
all this can change if he drops 30 points in next week.
I mean, just kind of like to add to the Joe Burrow thing. You scored 130 points, and Alvin only scored 7.
Right.
Between Alvin and Saquon, they gave you 40 points. I mean, that's usually going to be a little more balanced. But if you can get 40 points out of your running backs, however way you cut it up, I mean, it's 40 points.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
And what if Alvin's hurt or if he can't play, then I'll have to, that's where I start to get concerned because James Conner bumps up to RB2 and then I got a receiver. So I'm looking shaky. I'm not happy. I want him happy, but I did sneak away with this one. And
I mean, a win's a win. Overall, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I was a little nervous after the draft, but I kind of see it for what it was. And now that I've actually like Montgomery, like San Francisco game was a mess. Like the field was so nasty.
It was a monsoon, dude.
And he still gave you 8 points, overall I'm good. I think it was a well-deserved win. On the flip side, though, I want to bring attention to Ross's team. Do y'all think that there's such thing as stretching the stack too thin?
Yeah, 100%.
You live by a sword, you die by a sword.
And that's it. If you stack too hard and that team doesn't have a good year, man, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, but even on a more like micro scale is like on the game to game, like weekly basis.
Right.
I mean, he's betting on the Raiders to have a good season, but if they have, and I wouldn't even consider this a bad game from them, but he lost by 9 points, and Derek Carr had a pretty weak game in comparison, So I don't know, man. I don't know if I like the 3-man stack. I feel like it's risky. I love the 2-man stack, but the
I think a
3-man
two,
stack,
yeah, I think a 2-man stack is the baseline, is the limit actually.
Hmm.
Any further than that, although I've done a 3-man stack one year
hmm
and it benefited me.
Did Stafford Cup Woods? Is that it? No,
It
you
was
had
it was golf,
Golf.
golf,
Woods.
Gurley Woods.
Yeah.
If Jameis outscores Derek Carr next week,
He's got a
does Ross have a serious quarterback controversy?
I think it's going to be tough to bench Carr, but I could see that happening. And even more down the line, I like what I saw out of Drake London, so I think he's deserving of maybe some playing time. Ross
Over
is going
who
to
though?
that flex, that Valdez Scantling maybe, but at running back, I was nervous about the rookie, and he's stuck in a committee, and Elijah Mitchell's out for 2 months, so
He's
Ross is
really
gonna have,
weak.
yeah, he's gonna have to bounce back quick and put together,
Yeah.
to get back to even this, to get back to 120 points.
Yeah, it'll be hard. It'll be hard for him to get to that. That's tough, man.
If he wasn't in my division and it wasn't so early, I'd offer him a running back for CeeDee Lamb.
I mean, even CD Lamb's production's going to go down with the backup quarterback at the helm.
That's fine. It's better than Amari Cooper.
True.
Yeah. All right. So let's just pause while we're talking about the Cowboys. We'll pause on the discussions of our weeks.
Okay.
I have a question about the Cowboys. Who do you think is going to be most affected by this Dak Prescott injury? Is it going to be Matt with Dak and Schultz? Is it going to be Mark with Ezekiel Elliott, Ross with CeeDee Lamb, or Eli with Tony Pollard? Who does this affect the most?
All right. So I'll go first because on paper, it does affect me the most because I had the stack of Dak and Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
What I did like when the backup came in is Schultz still got a fair amount of targets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping the backup, he probably is too scared to chunk the ball to CD.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Schultz's production is not going to falter that much. It's definitely going to take a hit. That's a fact.
I see that angle. Hit like Cooper Rush, trusting the tight end, so the tight end gets more receptions. Yeah, and obviously you're gonna. I mean, it's nice to have. You have Matt Stafford, right?
I do, but I'm gonna hit the waiver pretty hard, and I'm gonna keep Dak on injury reserve. So I think I'll be good.
But Matt will bounce back. That was a tough matchup against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a good quarterback. I think you'll be fine there.
I think he has a few games like that a year, but he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I will say, you going rogue and picking those two quarterbacks back to back might have saved your season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I just remembered the Dak and then the Stafford. So Stafford, they fill in and
yeah. It's always tough when it happens on week 1, though, man.
Yeah, no, and he's out for what, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks. So
that's the same thing that Drew Brees had, right? Drew Brees, didn't he break his thumb right here?
Rip the ligament or a tendon off.
No, well, Dak has to get like metal plates and stuff.
Yeah, I think Dak actually fractured it.
Yeah, he has to get
the bone is fucked up.
Yeah. But also, I mean, I think you're going to be affected by it. But I think Ross is going to struggle with the loss of Dak Prescott with CD.
I think he has the most to lose, honestly.
Yeah, they could lean on the run game, so I think it kind of benefits Mark and Eli. But I think Ross, it's not looking good for CD.
No, not at all.
But a lot of their receivers are injured, so maybe whenever like Michael Gallup comes back, or it'll open it up.
Maybe so.
All right, let's move on to let's talk about Dave and Vincent. That was a fun matchup.
Very fun.
So this was the quarterback matchup. Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes outscored him by 6. But Josh Allen still got 37 points.
Yeah. A monster week by Dave.
Monster.
Monster
Is this
week.
the highest scoring team of the league? Nope.
No, it's not. We'll give that to Daddy
Devin.
Dev.
Yeah, Devin got it.
Dave's Allen Diggs stack, which he didn't draft that. He made
Yeah.
a very smart
Trade.
trade.
Yeah.
It's why he won the game.
Yeah. That's like 60 points from two people right there.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
Y'all know how many touchdowns Miles Sanders had last season?
0.
0.
Yeah.
So that's good for Miles to get in the end zone for Dave.
True.
Maybe they'll start giving it to him.
Yeah.
Trust him.
And then Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
man, heavy week.
Yeah, 20 piece. No, didn't even break 100 or didn't score a touchdown. He still got 21.
Jerry Jeudy, 4 receptions at 102 yards and a TD, still
And he
playing, still
looks-
with time left.
He looks good tonight too.
That was the question all year that I mean, off season was Judy or Sutton, and I was leaning.
Looking like
I was
Jeudy.
I was leaning Judy all off season. If I decided to pass on them, but I do like Judy.
Now Dave struggling at tight end with a goose egg.
Yeah, but I think that's a
But again, that was the
yeah.
monsoon game. So
yeah. It was hard to even throw a 1-yard pass in that game.
but he only got targeted one time.
That's not good.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Either he's not open or they weren't throwing the ball.
Christian Kirk looks like a solid flex option. Trevor Lawrence is going to throw it to him a lot. Marvin Jones is getting older. I was a little concerned with Hunter Renfrow with
I'm
Devontae
still
Adams.
concerned.
With Devontae Adams showing up, I think that's going to hurt him a little bit, man.
Overvalued him.
Yeah, he was too expensive.
Yeah, way too expensive. I don't know why Dave was so high on Hunter Renfrow, and he's
Yeah,
lackluster week.
yeah.
And
But if you scroll down his bench, he's still got a solid, usually can give you a lot of good weeks in Tyler Lockett. So I think Dave is set, and he still has J.K. Dobbins out. So Dave's looking nice, man. Good job, Dave.
Yeah, good win, good win, man, good win.
I mean, I still think Vincent is the better team. He missed out on not to say
100%.
that. I mean, I think he's onto something with that rookie Dotson.
Hmm.
Robbie Anderson's going to be hit or miss. But
Yeah.
look, James Robinson again.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah. And he
it's
just he decided Brandon Ayuk instead, but I think I probably would have done the same thing.
But again, that's the game.
Yeah. The George Kittle injury at game time was tough to take
Very tough.
because
Very
Kittle probably would have given him at least 10 or 15.
Yeah,
I
but he
mean-
benched him. So
Yeah.
They got him out. Vincent's he's got an encouraging team. I mean, he put up 1.5, and he looks a lot deeper than
Yeah. And Eckler giving him 11 points. I mean,
yeah, that's tough.
He left some points on the board, but the Chargers are kind of spreading it around everywhere.
I know. Yeah,
2 high scoring teams. I think these are 2 playoff contenders. I really like both of these teams.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll do Kyle and Brian.
Kyle, lowest scoring team of the week.
Is he at 90?
He won't even break 100.
So as y'all remember, Kyle was my 12th place team. I thought he had a couple reaches in the draft. And it kind of looks like it's biting him a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. I think his team is as I said before, it's just meh. I don't see anything that's outstanding.
So the Steelers, they got struck with some pretty bad injuries. It looks like they're going to lose TJ Watt for the year. And Najee Harris is injured, but they're kind of being a little positive about it. But if Najee goes down, that would be huge for Kyle. You can't afford Najee to go down.
No, that was his first pick.
Yeah. He picked
luckily he may have hit on Javante Williams, who looks good in this.
So I'm
True.
gonna hit y'all with a little trivia break real quick.
Okay.
So who has the most touchdowns since 2018? Tyler Boyd, Eric Ebron, or DJ Moore?
DJ Moore.
Matt?
Tyler Boyd.
So the answer is Eric Ebron. Do you know that DJ Moore has only scored 14 touchdowns since 2018? He's never had more than 4 touchdowns in a season.
Oh,
Jeez.
Tyler Boyd has 22 touchdowns since 2018. DJ Moore has 14. I'm really worried about DJ Moore. I thought Baker would help, but I mean, Kyle is
not
going
looking
out
good.
there. He's going out there with DJ Moore as his number 1 receiver, and he doesn't
Yeah.
score touchdowns. Like, he just does not score touchdowns. He'll give you 16 points, but
You need touchdowns to win a championship.
he's a wide receiver too.
yeah, I mean,
I think he's a flex option at best, honestly.
but he costs as much as a wide receiver 1. Like, you have to draft him pretty high.
I mean,
I don't know.
the bottom line, these kind of are 2 weakish teams.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
we'll slide over. We'll slide over to Brian. Go ahead, give me your analysis on Brian Allen.
Mac Jones, that's just he's going to be limited by that low ceiling every week.
And I think he sprained his lumbar spine.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a quarterback, does he? Does he have a backup? No.
He doesn't. He has to hit waiver.
Okay, so he's going to go get like Trevor Lawrence, which could be good for him. Nick Chubb, good. Derrick Henry's going to bounce back. Terry McLaurin's going to bounce back. DK, you see him missing Russell Wilson. He's got 7 receptions.
Big time.
Cam Akers, did he get hurt? Is that what happened to him?
No, they just didn't play him.
Well, he's still recovering from an Achilles, dude. Like, no one bounces back from an Achilles. Like,
Look at Casey Blum.
that's like a it's like a
Casey Blum tore his Achilles and then became an accountant. But Clyde Edwards,
that's like the broken hip. That's like the kiss of death in
Yeah.
football. The Achilles.
Yeah. You got to get life alert.
Yeah.
So Clyde, that's good. Brian looks like a running back heavy team. Maybe he can parlay that in a trade to get someone that's more explosive.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Henry Chubb is a pretty good tandem.
Yeah, for sure.
The risk with Chubb usually is sometimes Kareem Hunt's going to outscore him, and this just happened to be that week.
Yeah.
But he's still consistent.
Borderline RB1.
Yeah.
RB1.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, across the board, I don't think. Okay, one person out of both of these teams scored 20 points. That was Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Brian for rolling with the Dolphins against the Patriots. I mean, that kind of won him the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was, when you think about it, it's a smart play because, I mean, who do the Patriots have? I mean, they just don't have nobody on offense.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
have.
but here's the thing: is he also, went with Miami's defense against his starting quarterback.
The strangest strategy.
Stupid. I don't even think he was paying attention.
Brian pays attention. I think Brian put some thought into this. I'm not
I think that's a huge no-no, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing at home. They're playing at home in Miami against a subpar offense.
Yeah, but it's weird. It worked out for him.
Yeah.
But it's very weird.
It's a weird, and it doesn't look like a very strong team.
So look, League of Luck, he's going to win this game. Pure luck. He
Mhm.
played one of the weakest teams. He'd have played any other team, he got an L.
Yeah.
Literally any other team.
Yeah, I think Brian got lucky this week.
But yeah.
both these teams, they're going to see better days though, but
I don't know if Brian's gonna see better days, man. He has to make some moves, bro.
So are you predicting a sub 500 season for Brian right now?
I mean, I'm always high on Brian. He's always a solid player, bro. But like after week one, his team's in shambles already, and he has to like scramble to make some moves, and it's gonna be hard.
Yep.
And
Especially in the league of luck, we don't trade that much. So
Yeah. But he'll hit the waiver wire. He'll do something.
yeah,
he'll
and
do whatever.
and he should be high on the. Well, he should be right in the middle of the pack if he's the winner with the lowest score. So
Yeah, he
Yep.
won't have priority, which I'm gonna get the next best available quarterback just to spite him.
you got to.
I
Yeah.
have to. Strategy, dude. I'm trying to win.
All right.
Also, I don't see him as a threat though.
So that's a lackluster game. Let's move on to a slightly still lackluster, but less lacklustery little Matt's game versus the Bodega.
He can breathe out of his mouth knowing that he won't have the lowest scoring team week
Mhm.
one. He had last year. He had the lowest scoring team week one last year.
So it looks like, as of right now, Little Matt's down by 14 points with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So
That could
ESPN's
change.
giving it a 1% chance of winning.
That could change with one pass and catch.
I think that's so wrong. You think they have only a 1% chance?
No,
So if he connects on a deep ball right here for 68 yards,
He wins. He wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
And it's not, there's a 1% chance he could catch the ball.
Yeah. We might see it. It might happen live.
Legit, like right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all if it happens.
Yeah, you're like 17 minutes ahead of us.
All right. But until then, let's break this down. Let's start with the bad. On Little Matt's side, I mean, 3 points from Mike Williams is tough.
Tough, bro. It's disgusting.
1 point
Like it.
from Dawson Knox.
After last year, I thought he was overvalued.
Hmm.
I don't think he's a complete receiver. I think he had a really good year,
Yeah.
but I don't think he went too high.
He's Little Matt's RB wide receiver 1 too.
Yeah, he is. It's concerning. Some hopeful news though. It looks like Keenan Allen's going to be out a few weeks because of a hamstring injury. So at least in the short term, he might see an increase in targets.
I mean, so on the flip flop, I want to mention that I don't like Little Matt in fantasy football. Let's just get that out the way. But he probably has the best running back core on his squad. Hands down. I'm sorry. He does. So far, he does. With
He does.
DeAndre Swift, Dalvin Cook, and AJ Dillon, like
Mhm.
big. That's big, man.
Better than mine?
Right. As of right now, I think slightly
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I like Dalvin.
He's got 2 top running backs and their handcuffs,
Yeah.
and he's got AJ Dillon. I like what I'm seeing from Matt, but obviously you got to have a balanced team.
Yeah, he does not have a balanced team at all.
If he can get his receivers to show up, but he got as of right now, less than 20 points from 3 receivers.
Yeah, that's tough. That's why he lost this game.
Yeah,
Possibly lost the game.
possibly. 2-minute warning.
But you know what? He does have a lot of depth to make some trades for some receivers.
Yeah, Little Matt usually likes to pull a trade off. So I think he'll make something wiggle.
Yeah. It might be with me because I have a lot of depth at wide receiver right now, especially with T. Higgins going down and Tyler Boyd stepping up. That's going to be huge.
A subtle trade plug, subliminal.
I'm masterminding.
Like-
I'm masterminding.
Public announcement. What about Bodega?
I mean, led by Mr. Cooper Cup himself. He just picks up right where, where he left off last season. So
Contrary to his trash talk, I don't think he had that good of a week.
No,
Honestly,
absolutely not.
I do
It-
love the Julius Landry pickup and the Julius Landry points.
Julius,
Julian,
yeah, Jarvis definitely did a good job.
Jarvis. I put Jarvis and Julian at this. Julius.
Yeah, I think he got Jarvis in the. It had
He
to
got him
be.
late. He got him pretty
Yeah,
late.
it was in the hundreds. So that's great value there. If you can get that from him, obviously Antonio Gibson fell in the draft.
He lucked out with that.
He fell. I mean, he lost his job, and then his replacement got shot 3
Yeah.
days before the season started.
Exactly. Coincidence? I don't know.
So, but Antonio Gibson is a more of a 11 point a week type guy.
Yeah,
With-
he won't get 20 anymore.
I've had him for a couple of years, and he's a good like flex type. I think 20s are his ceiling.
So from the jump, I did say that the Bodega does have a very weak running back core, which I think still he does.
Hmm.
But I mean, Zeke may be upside since Dak's gone, but Singletary, no. Even Gibson, yeah, the 20-point was a
And-
boost.
I feel like this is going to be a team, and the Bodega may be able to do this, but a team that's just going to be streaming from week to week.
Yeah,
And he's the type of manager that does pull the trigger on
Hmm.
putting guys in, and it he'll either succeed with that or
Yeah.
it'll catch up with him.
Well, one thing about the Bodega is I think he's loyal. So I think
True.
he'll want to ride it out with some of these guys that he's high on. But I agree with you, Al. I think if it doesn't work after a few weeks, I think he'll cut the axe and he'll make some pretty bold changes.
I'm not saying necessarily dropping people.
Yeah.
I don't think he's afraid to throw guys that he drafted later in the draft in.
Oh, for
But
sure.
my-
For
I,
sure.
I think as far as lineup placement, this is one of your more aggressive managers,
Mhm.
and it pays off for him in weekly matchups.
Yeah.
And that's what it's down to, like wins.
Right.
One
Yeah, he missed out on
a sneaky thing that I see down there is if Carson Wentz is throwing up 35 points, that's something you like to see. DJ Shark 15 points. So
Yeah,
And yeah, he may have some trade ammo on this
Mhm.
team.
I think
Yeah.
so. He got some quarterback depth.
yeah.
You know, some people that need quarterbacks.
I know.
All right. So overall, though, I'll give Bodega some credit though. This wasn't one of those. I think this was a more deserving win than, like, I would say Brian's win over Kyle.
Yeah.
I think this was just a middle of the road win. Good job. Not
Yeah,
the best.
good,
Not the
yeah, good win. I'm not super impressed. I'm not like
Yeah.
impressed, but
But these are the wins that you need to make the playoffs.
So
oh, 1,000%.
It's like
1,000% agree.
all right. So now we got last game of the week, highest scoring. Devin versus Eli.
Yeah.
164, man. It's a lot of points.
What a game.
What a game. Eli, the newest addition to the League of Luck.
Yeah. I mean,
His running back core, I don't like it, but he put up a lot of numbers.
mhm.
Put up a lot of numbers with the Travis Kelce, Jamar Chase, and Justin Herbert.
He
Started
can't
Chris
rely.
Olave. Respect for starting Chris Olave.
He can't rely on 22 points from his defense.
No, never, ever.
He can't. I
Yeah, you
love
could
the
take
start
that
though,
up.
man. He started off with Chase and Kelce, and they paid off for him. We got 50 points from him. Like I mentioned earlier, Keenan Allen looks like his hamstring kind of is going to bug him going into next week, so I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert's a dog. I mean, the opposite of little Matt here. I think his running backs are weak.
Weakest running back core.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting a backup. Maybe when Ezekiel goes down, or or you know,
If
if they start kind of phasing him out,
Mhm.
Pollard might get more love.
he does
Yeah.
have depth at wide receiver though, so
It's still a really good team.
I
Devin
also
just
think, this is a good team. Um,
I agree.
I don't know.
glad I didn't play him.
Yeah.
Fact. Same.
It must have been a tough loss for him, but I knew he would have some beginner's luck, but it wasn't enough to
It
topple
wasn't
Devin.
enough. Yeah.
All right, so Devin got double digits from everyone except the defense, and his defense gave him 8 points. So, I mean,
Okay. Question: does Devin top this performance for the rest of the season?
No, he'll have some shaky weeks, but
he'll have one more week where he'll outscore this. One more week.
yeah. But what I'm seeing is, I think it's going to be pretty consistent. These are pretty consistent numbers. You know,
It doesn't look crazy. Yeah, it doesn't look.
It doesn't look
like-
crazy. Amon Ra putting up 20. He's like top receiver right now in Detroit.
Mhm.
And he has him as his flex number 2.
Right. AJ Brown looking really good with 10. He had how many? He had 13 targets. That's a high number.
Yep, and that was Devin's second round pick, so he needed that to pan
Yes.
out.
Jalen
Jonathan
Hurts
Taylor is doing Jonathan Taylor things.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mike Evans is doing Mike Evans things.
I think Hurts had like 60 yards rushing in the first quarter. Al,
Yeah,
you know about Jalen
that's
Hurts.
crazy. That's Jalen Hurts.
love him.
Yeah.
Love him. But they're pushing the envelope with him. They're pushing their luck with him with all these carries.
He's getting hit a lot.
They're pushing the envelope, and I don't like it. It's going to catch up to him.
Yeah.
You don't want to run your quarterback 10 plus times in a game.
No.
Nope. Fantasy perspective, Hurts is cash for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reality usually doesn't end well.
Man, I'm just gonna say this team is gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I'm nervous about this team. This is a good squad.
Solid across the
squad.
board.
And I don't see anything crazy. I don't see anything crazy. Like, I know some of these guys ain't gonna have these numbers consistently, but like they can get close to that pretty consistently, I think.
I
I
could
see
see
what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
know
I
what I
could see
mean?
the team averaging like 125 points.
Mhm.
For sure. 1,000%.
Like that's like a conservative bet every week for them to get 25. And if that's the case, you're gonna win more of the games than you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and I think we're all in agree. Let's just run it down. We'll start from the top and run it down. So do we all agree Devin is number 1 in power rankings this week?
I think so, yeah. I'd give it to him.
He won. He had the highest scoring team.
Yeah. Nothing like out of the ordinary happened. It was just a really good week.
Yeah. So then next for second place, I think it's a three-way race. I'll probably say between Al, Serge, and Dave, maybe Vincent. Those 4. Who do y'all have at number 2? I'm leaning Dave.
I have
I'm gonna
Dave.
give it to Dave. I'll give number 2 to Dave this week.
I have
Okay.
Dave.
Again, he had a goose egg on his team, and the Jared Allen balled out, but Jared Allen does Jared Allen things. And I'm seeing consistency. I'm seeing consistency with his lineup as well.
All right. Good job, Dave. Vincent, Serge, or Al? Third place.
I think. I mean, just like a power ranking. Losses are so devastating in this league.
Yeah.
I think Vincent. No, I'm gonna go Serge. I think Lamar Jackson wants MVP this year, and you have the most potent receiver. I'm gonna go Serge. It's close to Serge and Vincent, but I'm gonna go Serge.
the reason I'm gonna go Vincent is because Serge can make some more moves. Justin Jefferson's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I don't think he's gonna put consistent 40-point games up. He took a huge loss with T. Higgins getting hurt. Kyle, his tight ends kind of on the weak side. Cordell Patterson is a force to be reckoned with as well. I think he'll have another good season.
Mhm.
I think he's going to be pretty consistent, but bro, I think Pat Mahomes and Austin Eckler is going to put up numbers this year as well.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut you off.
Okay. I'm going to go Vincent. I'm going to go Vincent.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with Al here.
Okay.
I think-
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and we'll slot Surge in as the third best after week 1. And then I think
Jordy wins.
right after that, I'm gonna give fourth to Al. I think wins are important. So I think even though Vincent had a pretty good win, I have Al in fourth.
I'm
So
gonna
you have Surge at fourth.
I'm gonna put Surge at fourth, and I'm gonna put Al at 5.
Okay.
But I mean, Al's team too, very good. He's got to change. He got to do something with the Cooper move, which he does. I don't know. He doesn't have much depth there, but I think Kamara's going to produce a lot more for him.
Mhm.
Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow. He threw 4 interceptions and still came out with 22 points, which is amazing. Michael Thomas I was skeptical, but he's looking like Michael Thomas.
Okay.
Pat Fryermuth doing his thing. He'll get more numbers out of Montgomery as well. So
Okay. And then Al, do you agree with Al's fourth? Vincent's fifth?
Vincent is fifth. No, I had Vincent above me.
Okay. So you have Vincent
Fourth.
fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got to mention Eli here, guys. I mean, 146 points. I think Eli deserves some consideration. Top 5, top 6.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That defense, bro, putting up 22. Because you take away that defense, he has a 120-point game.
Then he's right in the middle of the pack. But
Right. And I don't like his running back core. It's terrible. I can't give him 6th. Not right now. He had a monster week, but everyone has one monster week.
Okay. So who you got? You got Mark or you got yourself ahead of him? I think you got to go Mark, man. Mark won. He took care of business.
He did, but I'm gonna give
What's
it
it
to
the-
myself. I
Okay.
have to. I have consistent week. I had the most middle of the road consistent, could get to the playoffs kind of week. I had a quarterback go down, which I could have got 10 to 20 more points with my stack. I could have. It could have been a lot more closer.
No, I'm not disagreeing with what you said. It's tough for me to slot you above Mark. And
Again,
Mark-
Mark's running back core is bad. But
Yeah.
but one thing is Mark does have depth, but
Yeah.
so do I.
Okay.
I mean, y'all are very, very close.
I'd say what and what. You could give it to either one of us, honestly.
And
I'm gonna give Eli 7th. I'm gonna give Mark 6th, Eli 7th, and I'm gonna give Matt 8th.
Okay. I don't agree, but all right.
But I think those are the teams that's the usual mosh pit at the end of the
Yeah.
year. You know, those
Yeah.
4 or 5 teams that are fighting it up for the 2 spots or 1 spot.
And then I'll probably go Ross, Brian to finish out the top 10.
You're gonna go
Yeah.
Brian over Little Matt?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna go Brian over Little Matt.
Okay. I don't like it. I hate Little Matt, but I'll go Little Matt over Brian. Brian's team's in shambles right now.
Okay, so Little Matt 9th, Brian 10th.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Then we'll go no, because who we got? Who's 12th?
Kyle, I think Kyle's sitting still at number 12.
Well, yeah, who's 11th though?
I have probably
Little
Brian
Matt.
11th. Brian 11th, Little Matt 10th.
and then Kyle 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then Ross ninth,
Yeah,
me eighth, but I don't think so. I'm at least seventh. I'm sixth, but I'll take seventh.
okay.
I'll
I
give it
think
me, Mark, Eli.
9 through
Flip
5.
flopping, Mark, me, Eli.
Yeah, it's still early, man.
I think 9 through 5 could all be interchangeable. Obviously, 10, 11, 12 look very suspect.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 look very strong.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Gonna go ahead and just give out some congrats to some guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout out Mark. This is based on the draft. I think Mark drafting Jarvis Landry 118th was a win. It's standing
Huge
out,
win.
as one of the best draft picks. I like Surge's Michael Carter pick directly following that at 119.
Great,
Uh,
great value. Great value.
We got Matt with Tyler Boyd at 120.
Again, circumstances, his value's up right now.
Yeah, I think he's probably I think you would have to say the most valuable third receiver just because of who he plays behind.
For sure. For sure.
Little Matt's Jamal Williams, fake trade. He ended up getting him.
Yeah, I hated that. I hate it.
But
is that an acknowledgement, or are we acknowledge? I mean,
I'm just acknowledging Jamal Williams. I'm not acknowledging the owner. I'm just saying I like Jamal Williams drafted 127th.
yeah, it's like the Russian Olympic Committee. It's not that.
Yeah.
Not we won't acknowledge the
Yeah.
organization. Good player. It's unfortunate that he has to be stuck on that team.
Yeah.
And then Vincent's Jahan Dotson pick at 132.
I like that. That's
Really
not
good.
bad.
I like that as well.
I think he's on to something with him.
And then I like Khalil Herbert for Devin. Devin got him at 172. I think that can be a nice, potentially, who knows, could be a league winner. All right, these are a couple of players we mentioned. We kind of talked about Alvin Kamara, but are y'all worried about Aaron Rodgers fantasy this season? Scored 3.7 points this week.
Yeah, bad.
I'm very concerned.
I'm not because it's at the end of the day, it's still Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna find a way.
See, that's what I feel the same way, but I'm more concerned than I ever have been that like the decline is beginning.
Well, yeah, the age comes into big play, but he's still elite.
Yeah, he is.
He's still elite. He's gonna find a way. I doubt he's gonna have any more games like he did recently. Yeah. But there is cause for concern. It's not out of the blue.
I think he's missing Devontae Adams a lot.
Big time.
I think as he gets older, these older quarterbacks kind of get into a mode of like every single game is like its own war, and I think they get a little bit more game managery. Like they kind of even if his arm strength is still there, they become more conservative. I don't think he's going to be lighting it up like he did. I think his floor is high, but I think his ceiling's like pretty medium.
Yeah, one thing that was a little concerning to me, I was watching a little bit of it, is he gets rid of the ball so quickly, but it's like he doesn't trust his receivers right now, so he was just getting pressured all day.
Yeah.
And like him and Tom Brady, it's like 2 seconds and the ball's out. But like he was just getting jammed up. And
yeah.
I think honestly sometimes, because some of these routes are like on a timing, like trust, back shoulder. Like I think he would just throw it sometimes and like not even like necessarily like see if he was, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know his process, but like I think he would just throw the ball at Devontae Adams sometimes. Like his catch radius was so big that
I think he's got the problem that the Saints had last year. He's got a lot of young receivers that can't get off of press coverage. He can't. They're not going to be in zone against him.
Yeah,
they're going to be in man and blitzing him, and he's not going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You're gonna be blitzing them all year.
Matt, you want to talk about the first round wide receivers in the
first-
draft? Yeah.
Yeah.
All the receivers that were drafted in the first round.
All right. Yeah. So we do have first round receivers. We have Cup put up
Mhm.
31. Great.
Mhm.
We have Jefferson who put up 39. Hope it don't happen again. Jamar Chase put up 28. They all put up 25 plus. Adams at 30 and Diggs at 26. So pick a receiver.
Is this prove the theory? Is receivers the way to go right now?
Man, they all every first round receiver put up 25 plus. I think statistics show that receivers are the route to go right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning that way all off season, and
Heavily.
I like battled over that decision because I knew I was going to end up with one of them. Drafting second overall, I knew you were going to take either the best receiver or who you thought was the best running back.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I feel the same way. I feel like it's the safer bet.
So be honest with me. Was Jefferson always in your plans?
No, it was always Cup or Jefferson. Like Cup always, it was like a tug of war. I couldn't decide.
Did you make an impulse pick after I chose who I chose?
Yes, but also leading up to the pick, the news out of LA was kind of iffy. I was worried about Stafford's elbow, and Cup's 29 years old with already a torn ACL. So like I just made the safer play and drafted the younger guy.
Smart. It panned out, but Cup put up numbers and he looks better than ever.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong either way. 30 points is 30 points. What you
Especially with
think?
the game that the Rams had Thursday, and he still put up 30. That's impressive.
I think you're right. But you're making a safe bet in one round
Mhm.
to risk it in another round.
Yeah,
I mean, I think at the end of the day, you have to have guys that can go off for 40 plus to win a championship.
Mhm.
You got to have one or two guys on your team that can do that. That's what we've seen from
yeah.
previous champs.
True.
You have
I
to.
mean, it was tough, dude.
The,
The top 24 players this year, I just liked the value of the running back in the second round as opposed to the receivers in the second round. So like these five guys, I knew they weren't making it to the second round. But look,
Right.
Al, you got Saquon in the second round. Matt, you got Leonard in the second round.
True.
I mean, I think the running back talent in the second round was a little bit higher. That was my take on it. But it's tough though. I mean, the second pick, I knew they would be gone, but I think Al had it a little more difficult, and then even more so drafting like 7th or 8th. I think it was kind of like the decision was a little more difficult.
yeah, it wouldn't have. No one made the choice for me.
Yeah.
At 8, 8 or 9, I would have had the choice made for me. Jamar would have been gone.
Yeah.
Looking back, I probably should have taken Jamar, but that can all change in 1 week when Alvin goes for 3 touchdowns. I mean,
Yeah.
Fact.
For sure.
I think running backs that went in the first round still have humongous upside.
Oh, definitely. They didn't have as good as first week. I'm just talking about the first week. Yeah, for sure.
And there's so many tangibles that go into a receiver. Your quarterback goes down. Your quarterback has a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, running backs are a lot more consistent within point numbers as wide receivers.
Yeah.
I mean,
They just get hurt a little bit quicker.
And they do. So there is
frequent.
yin and yang. There's yin and yang for everything.
right.
Yeah.
You gotta have balance in your lineup. You can't have one or the other. You gotta find value in both.
To win a championship, I think fantasy football is 80% luck, 20% strategy. And you gotta have that 20% strategy down packed to win a championship.
I don't know the percentage breakdown, but it's a lot that goes into the formula.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I could have this debate for hours, but I think
Yeah.
strategy plays a huge part. But luck too, though. That going down week one, I can't prevent that.
Yeah.
But my strategy to rebuild my team will come into play whether I get further or not, you know?
Mhm. All right. We got week 2 coming at us Thursday night. I don't even know who's playing yet. Let's see who's the first game up.
NFL teams or League of Luck?
Yeah, Thursday night football this week.
No idea.
Oh, it's the Chargers and Chiefs. Okay. So right off the jump, Vincent's implicated in that game a lot. Eli's got a lot of Chargers. It's going to be a fun one.
Do y'all want to do a 60-second quick matchup predictions for next week, or do we want to save that for another day this week?
Let's do one real quick, and I can splice it into 2 separate videos.
All right. So what are we doing? Making a prediction of next week's winners?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Okay.
All right. All right, Kyle versus Vincent. Who y'all got?
Vincent
For sure.
Dave versus Little Matt. The battle of the Roys.
Dave.
Little Matt.
Okay.
I'm going Vincent and Dave on those 2 matchups.
Okay.
Second, technical difficulties. Brian versus Bodega.
Bodega.
Ooh, that's gonna be a close one.
Derrick Henry could have a monster game.
I'm gonna go Bodega. I did not trust him this week, but I think he's gonna win another one. Who you got, Al?
Bodega.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is a tough one. We got 2 high-scoring teams from week 1. Eli versus Surge.
I'm gonna go Surge because I think that Eli game was luck, beginner's luck. I don't think he's gonna do that weekly.
Yeah. Surge has a better team.
For sure.
Slight edge only because Keenan Allen's gonna be out, man, and I think it's going to be hard for him to make up those points. I think this one's going to be a little bit less scoring than first week, maybe like in the 120s. Okay. Matt and Ross. Big Matt and Ross.
Good matchup, but I'm going to give myself the slight edge.
I'm going to say a big bounce back from Derek Carr in Arizona. I think Ross is gonna steal this one from you, Matt.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Elijah Mitchell, and he's gonna have to make some moves. Does he make the right moves? I'm gonna give myself by 5.
I'm gonna go Matt. McCaffrey has a bounce back week.
Yeah.
And spreads the Giants.
Okay. And then we got Devin and Al.
Tough. Be a tough one for me.
Dude, that's tough, bro.
Division game. So it's tough to run against the Bucs. So I don't know if Alvin's going to have another down week.
I'm going to pick myself just because Joe Burrow is not going to throw 4 picks again.
Yeah.
True.
But I know it's going to be tough.
I'm going to give it I'm gonna do this. I'm 50-50 right now. It's two tomahawks going against each other. Either one could win. I think it's gonna be I don't think Dev's gonna score 160 points.
Oh man,
I think it's gonna be a very close game.
so I'm gonna use the tiebreaker of a matchup that stands out, and that's
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor versus Jacksonville. I think that's to me is gonna just tip the scale towards Devin on this one.
Devin. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna give it to Al. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm giving it to Al.
It's all right, man. This is a forum to agree and to disagree.
Subjective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I said, it could be 50-50 either way, but I'm gonna give Al the slight edge. And
Sign us
thanks for
off.
logging on. Love y'all. Can't wait to beat y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.